Hey guys, I'm Dr. Bree, and do I have a fun workout for you today? It's much requested. This is a standing crunchless abs cardio core. So it is standing most of it. There are some moves on the ground at the very end, but you can always skip them if you don't have access to floor space. It's also not involving any crunches on your back. Although it's safe for mild to moderate prolapse and diastasis recti, if you feel that it's not working and not right for your condition and your level of the condition, then please don't do it. Just always listen to your body, always check in with yourself. The next thing I want to tell you is that this workout is, again, much requested because it's great for weight loss. The reason I say that is that it's really going to get your heart rate up, which is wonderful if you want to tone up and slim down. So I really recommend walking on a daily basis, but this is a great alternative if you can't get outside and you still want to get your heart rate up. So let's go to the workout. I hope you'll enjoy this. All right, you guys, let's get started. So you can grab some 1 to 2 pound weights and have them handy only if you think you might want them. This is totally optional, not required. So we're gonna warm up by really activating our core, our pelvic floor, and tying in breathing, proper breathing with our movements. Channel your inner Michael Jackson here. I want you to tuck your bum under as you lift your pelvic floor and exhale. So you're tucking your bum under, lifting your pelvic floor, and pulling your belly button inward all at the same time. Let's keep going with this. If you didn't get it at first, slow it down and try it with me again here. You are tucking your bum under and lifting your pelvic floor and pulling in your belly button as you exhale. It's a lot to think about, but you'll get the hang of it. Keep going. So again, as you tuck your bum under, you're lifting your pelvic floor and pulling your belly button to your spine and exhaling. We're almost done, just a couple more seconds. And we're gonna get right into our next exercise, which is knee lifts. I want you to, before you even begin this, engage your pelvic floor and core, and then go ahead and get started with me here. So strong and lifted through your pelvic floor and core, you are lifting up one knee at a time, really using your arms. The more you use your arms, the more you're going to elevate your heart rate. So that's great for, your cardiovascular fitness and also for calorie burning. So really use those arms and be sure that your ribs are pulled in, that you're not arching your back and flaring your ribs as you do this movement. So keep your core strong, your spine long, and your spine and core really stable and steady. The center of you is really solid and stable. It's just the arms and the legs that are moving. Keep breathing, exhaling with exertion. All right, almost done. And now, active rest. This can be marching in place. It can be doing kind of a boxer shuffle where you kind of bounce side to side. Keep it low impact, but definitely keep it moving. All right, we're gonna keep kind of warming up here with a slow throw. So pretend like you are throwing a baseball and light on your feet, really light on your feet. You wanna move from your center and exhale as you really throw that ball with your right hand and step with your left foot. So again, move from your center, keep breathing. Just a couple more on this side, and then we're gonna switch sides. Okay, so make sure you're engaged through the core, zipped up and strong, and throw with your left arm. So your right foot is stepping, your left arm is throwing. Continue to move from your center and exhale with exertion. You wanna be really light on your feet here, so please don't pound and stomp this. You want to be strong through the center as you throw that ball. Just a couple more. Okay, active rest of choice. You can step in place, march in place. If you want, you can jog in place if that feels okay for you, or you can bounce side to side like I like to do, little boxer shuffle. Okay, next up, we are gonna lift our knees to the sides. So a lot like the first move we did, but this time to the sides. And your arms are going on either side of your leg that's lifting. So they're going to the outsides of your leg. Keep breathing and slow it down if you need to. I'm kind of going really fast here, so if you want to slow it down, that is fine. Be sure that when you lift your arms overhead, you're not arching your back and your ribs are not flaring forward. You want to keep your low ribs pulled in, and you want to keep your core strong and solid. There is a twist involved in this. That's the point, is we want the leg to be going out to the side, and we want your trunk to be twisting just a little bit. You want to keep your abs pulled in, your abdominals pulled in, your core nice and strong, and really move those arms along with the legs. You should be feeling your heart rate elevating. All right, active rest of choice. Do whatever feels good to you, but try to keep it low impact. Just a light bounce, light on your feet, always light as a feather. Now, this one, you're really gonna wanna zip up your core. So pelvic floor lifts, low abs pull in, super strong. We are going to twist to one side repeatedly. So just keep twisting and exhaling every time you twist. So exhale, exhale, exhale. Keep your knees really soft, and remember, this move can actually be fairly small and still be super effective as long as you're really lifted through the pelvic floor and engaged through your core and breathing. So now we're going the other way, but before you even start twisting, be sure you zipped up to prepare for that twist. So just repeatedly twisting in the other direction. Keep the movement small and remember to do short, sharp exhalations as you twist. So active rest, you're gonna shake it all out and then do your bouncing. These are very short breaks of active rest, only 10 to 15 seconds. So don't get too comfortable with it. Don't get too used to it. Next up, we have windmills, or you can just touch your opposite thigh or your opposite shin. So I'm showing here the full windmill first, and then now I'm showing touching the opposite thigh. Just be sure that if you did not zip up your core to prepare for this move, that you stop and do so now. You want your core to be strong and engaged, and you want to keep breathing. Never hold your breath. Remember, if you can't reach the floor, then just touch the opposite leg. This is a great exercise for your back and your buttocks and your hamstrings, the whole back side of your body, really. Feel free to bend your knees. They do not have to be super straight, and feel free to go slow. Keep your abdominals pulled in, your pelvic floor lifted, and keep breathing. Never, ever, ever hold your breath. It's important when we're working the abs, the abdominals, to also work the back and hip muscles. We always want to work the entire core, not just one tiny isolated area, because really it's all connected anyway. So active rest, and then get ready. If you want to grab light weights, I'm going to show you how you can use a single light weight for this in the inset picture. So your upper arm that I'm showing you can have the light weight, and I'll show you that soon. But for this, I want you to really be zipped up and strong through your core, and you are going diagonally straight up toward the ceiling. Here is an image of what it would look like if you had the weight in your arm. You can take it as slow as I'm showing here, or you can go faster. If you're using the weight, you definitely want to take it slow. If you're not using the weight, you can take it a little bit faster, but always be in control. Always move from your center and keep breathing. I like to exhale every time I come up. And remember, this is not a twist. It's a straight drop down to the side and then a straight diagonal lift up toward the ceiling. Using those side waist muscles. Okay, active rest. Let it go. Take a deep belly breath and shake it all out here. It's a brief little time to relax. And then you're gonna zip up again and switch sides, so the other way. Now, if you wanted to use that light weight, the weight would be in your top hand. and you take it slower if you're using the weight. So this is showing you how you can take it slow. Even if you're not using the weight, feel free to take it super, super slow. It's actually a really good way to get the most out of this exercise. You want to really feel it in your side waist muscles. Exhaling as that arm goes diagonally straight up toward the ceiling. Really remember to keep breathing. Never, ever, ever hold your breath. Your knees can be soft, but I want you to not be coming forward. Don't hinge forward at your waist at all. It's a straight down to the side and then a straight diagonal up to the side. Kind of pretend like you're between two sheets of glass. That might help, so that you can't go forward or back. Okay, that is a lot of work on the abs. You should have definitely felt that one. So after this brief period of active rest, we are going to move on to our next move, which is the straight leg toe touches. So really zip up through your core. You can absolutely have your knee bent. It doesn't have to be straight. But what I want to show you here is to keep your spine long and straight. Do not get sloppy like I'm showing here. That is not what we're going for. We're going for this, what I'm showing now. Strong and lifted through your pelvic floor, strong through your core. Don't let your ribs pop forward. You want to keep your low ribs pulled in as much as possible. Don't let your low back arch. You want to keep your spine really stable and steady. Move from your center. I'm probably letting my low back and my low ribs move a little too much. You want to be even more strong and stable than I am. Really lift your pelvic floor, lift your core, keep those low ribs pulled in as you move your arms and your legs. Keep breathing. Okay, active rest. Take a deep breath. Maybe grab some water if you need it. And you can grab light weights for this one if you want to, but definitely skip it. If you have back problems, this is probably not good to use light weights with. So you're doing a full circle. Your core is zipped up and strong. Full circle in each direction. Knees are soft. You want to go all the way around and then all the way the other way. This is showing how you can use the light weights if you want, but again, really be careful with your back here. Super strong through your core. You go all the way in one direction and then all the way in the other direction. So whether or not you're using weights, you want to keep your pelvic floor lifted, your abdominals engaged, and you want to keep breathing. And you can make the circles big. You just want to keep your core feeling really stable and strong. Please never feel like you're going out of control. Take it slow and always be in control. Always move from your center. All right, active rest. Take a deep belly breath. Shake out your legs, shake out your hands, let it all go. And you can grab your weights for this one as well if you have them. If you have them, you're just gonna have your weights in your hand as you lean to the side. So this is the move. You bring your knee up toward your chest and then you straight kick out to the side. So knee up, touch down, kick to the side. Knee up, touch down, kick to the side. In the inset picture, I'm showing a slow motion version and holding the weights. So you don't want to go as fast as I'm showing in the big picture if you feel like that makes you feel out of control. You want to be in control and always leaning to the side just a little bit. So you're leaning to the side. You should really be feeling this in your obliques. Keep breathing. Never hold your breath. Knee up, touch down, and then kick out to the side. Take it slower than I'm showing if you need to. Keep leaning away from that kicking leg. You should really be feeling this strong through the core. Okay, active rest. Twist it out, twist it out. We're gonna move on to the other side next, so just kind of prepare that that's what's coming. So again, if you use the weights on side one, you should use them also on side two. Zip up your core, pelvic floor lifts, abs pull in. Then you bring your knee up, touch your foot down, and then kick straight out to the side. Knee up, touch your foot down, and kick it straight out to the side. Keep going, and remember to stay leaning away from that kicking leg. So you're leaning to the side. Really feel strong through your center, strong through your core, and keep breathing always. Never, ever, ever hold your breath. Take it as slow as you need to. Always be in control of your movements. Almost there. Keep going. In control of your movements. Slow it down if you need to. And nice job. Active rest. Okay, you're gonna wanna have your weights handy for the next one if you're using weights. And again, they're only optional. You do not have to use them. What you're gonna do is my left foot is forward, right foot is back, zipped up through the core. You're gonna push with your left arm and punch with your right. So it's kind of a push and pull with your left arm and a punch with your right. Now you're twisting. Look at how I'm pivoting on that back foot. Abs are pulled in, I'm lifted through the pelvic floor, strong through the core, and it's a push-pull with my left arm and a punch with my right. I'm showing you in slow motion and with weights here, and then I'm gonna go back to without weights. But you really, really, really want to move from your center. That's never been more important than to be zipped up and strong through your core, moving from your center, pivoting on that back foot. Keep breathing, never hold your breath. Exhale with exertion, so exhale, exhale. And finish up. Nice. That is a lot of work. That one should definitely have gotten your heart rate up. So we are gonna do the same exact thing on the other side, so get ready for that. Again, if you were using weights, you wanna hold on to them. And here we go, the other side. So now, my right leg is forward, my left leg is back. So just make sure you switch sides. And my side of the leg that's forward, so my right arm, it's now doing the push-pull, and my left arm is doing the punching. So right arm does the push and pull, and left arm does the punching. Really feel that your pelvic floor is lifted and your core is nice and strong. Shoulders down and relaxed. I can look at myself on the video and I can see that my shoulders look a little tense. So if your shoulders are tense and they're up toward your ears, drop them down. You can still do this with strength and with power without having your ears up toward your shoulders up toward your ears. Keep breathing, do not hold your breath. Pivot on that back foot, move from your center. And nice. Shake it all out. I'm starting to sweat here. As you can see, I just had to wipe it away. I hope you are too if you're still with me. And we're about ready to bring it down to the floor, but before we do so, hip swirls. So I like to think of this as like I'm walking through mud. Take it really slow, like you're having to take huge steps, swirling your hips around as you go through mud. So that's just the way I like to envision it. Think of really moving from your center, using your abdominals and your core to help keep your balance. Feel this working your abs as well as your hips and your legs, of course. Keep breathing, and if you lose your balance a little bit, you know what? That's okay. We all do it. It happens to all of us. Set your feet down really lightly, no stomping, and keep your ribs pulled in. Okay, good job. All right, let's take it down to the floor if you are okay with that. So we're gonna go onto hands and knees, And we're gonna move into a push-up from our hands and knees with a bird dog. So you're on your hands and knees, you touch your nose to the floor. Arms are nice and wide, touch your nose to the floor, and then lift opposite arm and leg. You have to be really strong through your core. So make sure that your belly button is lifting up toward your spine this entire time. Don't let your core go for this. You wanna really be engaged. Try to keep that nice hands and knees position when you do your push-up. So you're just touching your nose down toward the floor or your forehead toward the floor, and then lift opposite arm and leg. Alternate sides with the opposite arm and leg lift. So now I'm doing my right arm and left leg, and the next time I'll do my left arm and right leg. Make sure that you don't hold your breath. I like to exhale with exertion, so that would always be an exhale as I push myself back up. And then just do whatever you need to do. Don't focus so much on rules here. Just make sure that you don't hold your breath and that you keep your core strong. All right, next one, we're gonna do bird dog, that same basic movement with the opposite arm and leg, but we'll be on the back. So roll through your side onto your back. Engage your pelvic floor and core. You're gonna move opposite arm and leg away from each other. As you do this, keep breathing. Exhale with exertion. Exhale as you bring your arm and leg apart from one another. And you want to make sure that your low ribs are pulled in. Your ribs are pulled in. They don't pop up toward the ceiling. And your low back does not arch. So keep your belly pulled to the spine. Keep your spine in a neutral position. Do not let it arch away from the floor. And keep your low ribs pulled in. So don't let your ribs pop up toward the ceiling. If you need to stop and readjust, that's totally okay. Again, it's opposite arm and leg are moving away from one another. Don't let your low back arch. Okay, nice. This last one you want to be really careful of if you have any problems with back issues or if you have diastasis recti. Just look at your body and make sure that your low belly is not tenting or pooching. You want to keep everything pulled in. So you're in a butterfly position, sitting just slightly back, just slightly. And you really want to make sure your low abs are able to be pulled in and your pelvic floor is lifted this whole time. Keep breathing. If you feel like this is hurting your back, you can sit up straight and tall like I showed briefly for a minute there. But otherwise, you can try leaning back. But again, if this hurts your back at all, if you feel that you can't keep the position, if you can't keep your spine in alignment, and if you can't keep your low abs pulled in, then please do not do this. You must also keep your pelvic floor lifted. Of course, the pelvic floor is part of our core. It's the base of our core. So you have to keep the pelvic floor and the abs engaged and strong. Keep your spine long, your heart lifted, and really breathe steadily as you do this. We're almost done. Just, again, honor your body. And if this is too much for you, then don't do it. All right. Our next one is heel, squeeze, hold. So I want you to pretend like you're squeezing a grape between your heels. Knees are apart, heels are together. Hands can be on the ground supporting you. Keep your spine long and squeeze those heels together. Keep squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. Feel it working the entire inner thigh and pelvic floor area. Lift your heart and release. All right, when you did that, I hope you felt the entire inner thigh, like inner deep line of the body, inner thighs, pelvic floor, all of that lifted. Do it again. Squeeze your heels together, knees are apart, spine is long, heart is lifted. Keep squeezing, breathing, don't hold your breath, and release. We're gonna do it one more time. So nice long spine, heels are together, knees are apart, and squeeze those heels together like you're squeezing a grape. Keep breathing, strong through the core, lifted through the pelvic floor. Feel it in the inner thighs and the pelvic floor area. And then release. Very nice. We're gonna end by stretching it out, so just move in a way that your body wants to move. Wiggle your knee around. I am showing you the stretch that my body craved after this workout. It was starting with my right leg, I just brought that knee straight out to the side. And for me, this felt really good. For you, it might feel better just to do a figure 4 stretch. Or maybe you want to lie on your back and do some twists with your knees dropping side to side. Or maybe you just want to pull one knee into your chest and then the other knee into your chest. But whatever feels good to you, I don't want you to skip the stretching. It's actually really important to stretch after your workouts. I talk about that a lot in my booty camp, and I think that you'll really benefit from it if you start to incorporate the stretching into your practice. It's a nice way to really elongate and lengthen the muscles that you've just been strengthening. Plus, it calms you down, mind and body. Ending with a nice hamstring stretch, bending one knee at a time and straightening the other leg. And I just want to thank you for being here, for sticking with me through this entire workout. I hope you really enjoyed it, and I hope you got a sweat on like I did. Thank you again for being here, and as always, remember, eat clean, move every day, and you will shine brighter. I'll see you next time.